Man, whenever this happens, it's not often, but you get a very strong opinion of a character, and you think, nah, Chuck-kun, where are you? Send Hopleys away, right? I was so wrong about. Now, here's the thing. I know the anime community. There's going to be a large portion who will still say it was his own fault. Screw this guy. We thought he was just a dick and now he's a pushover. Whatever, right? I know that's going to happen. But at the end of the day, I legitimately felt bad for this man. And the fact that they completely flipped that scene of when Makoto and Shiki ran in to save the girl, right? I was like, oh, it looked like a group of rich, pretty boys who had daddy's money, who was just douchebags who couldn't take no for an answer. Good job, Shiki. And then everything afterwards just felt like he was power hungry, and it was funny to see him get beat. They started this episode off, I actually thought it was a flashback for one of his students, and you're like, what the? I was like, oh man, they're gonna try and make me feel bad for this guy. I'm not gonna budge. I was like, screw this guy. And then you start realizing, like, the fact that there's been two important people that he's never forgot about and cherishes, and the one just so happens to be her, seemingly doesn't even remember him, and just the fact that he just wanted to apologize, he just wanted to talk, make sure she was safe, and just how it escalates, and you immediately, you're like, oh, that scene wasn't like we first thought. And yeah, should he have took the steroids from a girl in the alleyway? No, but people can make mistakes, and this was a mistake for sure. But if you would have told me in any week prior, after that scene, that I would come out with a completely different opinion on Hopleys' character, I would have said you're a damn dirty liar. But that's exactly what I'm saying now. I was wrong. I made a mistake, and this was fantastic writing that pulled the rug from under my feet, made me smash my head into that concrete, and said, give me the next episode. Full live reaction over on my Patreon. If you want to see my full length of thoughts to this or any of these wonderful Tsukimichi episodes, it's going to be available over there. Let's just transition to a positive note. Now, it's not really positive for Makoto, but it's kind of funny. We ended last week with him pretty much saying, F them humans. And he's like, yeah, the demons are looking nice. This is so funny. It's bad, because I feel bad for him. You end the previous episode with him thinking, I can't trust these humans. And then we end this episode with him saying, I can't trust these demons. Our boy has no one left to trust, man. He's like, F them humans, F them demons, F this world. You know what? I'm just gonna go kill a goddess. What else does he have to do? Like, he just keeps realizing he doesn't have a place. And something I really appreciate about the start of this episode was the fact that he admitted that his beatdown last week, his emotional beatdown, he agreed with. There were some people who were like, oh, Makoto's gonna come in next episode, he's gonna be swinging his dick around saying, I'll show... No, he's like, he got humbled. And rarely do you have isekai that will humble its character this deep into a story. But he is a novice merchant. Yeah, he's been doing pretty well, but he doesn't know how to play with the big boys. Yeah, if he wants to just be an evil dictator, he could handle things differently, of course. But there's a lot of politics at play that he's very much a beginner, and he's going up against someone who basically caught him by surprise, and unfortunately he had the shattering realization that, you know, he may not be able to stay there. It's something that he owned up to rather than just saying, I'm Isekai MC. I get what... No, he got humbled. And for some people, they'll say, oh, that's poor character writing. Makoto... No, it's like, Makoto isn't perfect. Makoto has been getting by very well, but he got humbled for a reason. And the fact that he owned it, he wasn't happy with it, but he owned it, is something that should be praised. But the meat and potatoes of this episode was Hopley's character. Now, I know how the anime community is. I don't know if it'll be a 50-50 split, or if it'll be a majority who will still say screw him. I'm only my own person, I'm gonna speak for myself, and I'm saying I felt bad for the guy. I figured he was gonna turn into a monstrosity of some sort, but I wasn't sure exactly when. And it's a night and day difference from the last episode when he got bonked and went flying Team Rocket style to this, because he was actually doing a lot better, but there was something wrong. There was like this ominous aura about him, and after the victory was there, everything starts popping off. And it's not just him, like there's a bunch of people in the markets and stuff who seemingly all took this medicine, and it's kind of interesting because this demon's, you know, Shiki's probably gonna say, I told you so, like, you should never have trusted this person, but at the end of the day, she didn't technically break her promise because she's not doing something. It's like, yeah, she kind of spread the bullshit around, but it's not like she actively did something after making the agreement. You know, it's just, she's a clever, sneaky bitch is what I'm saying, and I have to respect the hustle. I'm not exactly sure what Makoto's gonna do, but, yeah. I was actually kind of worried for Hopley's character because at one point, he bites down on the wooden sword, right? Because, like, they try to, like, stab him, and had he not bit down, sure, there was a few of those, like, guardian stones still left in order to take the damage. Wouldn't that have killed him? Like, if the thrust would have continued, it would have pierced through the back of his neck. I don't know, there's a couple, and then at one point he gets hit in his head, like, one wrong move, he would have lost. I'm just saying, it got a little brutal. It's a good thing they had wooden swords. As cheap as it is to make Makoto students fight at a disadvantage, I kind of feel like if they weren't fighting at a disadvantage, he would have died. Maybe I'm the crazy one. I don't know. I never expected in a million years to like a character like him. And I'm not saying I want to be his best friend. I'm not saying he's the greatest Tsukimichi character. But the fact that they flipped that entire perception from the market scene to everything we've seen with him afterwards, I thought he was just some dumbass who was going to pop some steroids for power, and that was that. And yes, was he a dumbass who popped some steroids for power? Yes. But there's a lot more emotion to it than I was originally giving credit, and I have no problems admitting that my opinions of the character were wrong. And this is how you know the author was very talented with their writing. And what have I been saying since Core 2 pretty much started? That the setup was out of the way. That the foundation had been laid and the house was gonna get built. And what is happening? I think we're witnessing Season 2 about to surpass Season 1 in terms of quality and amazement. This season is popping the fuck off. And I'm here for it. I don't think there's necessarily an issue if people, like, still don't like his character after all these reveals. I think that's perfectly fine. But I do think it would be wrong to say he's still, like, a generically maniac character like he was, and just, you know, just a very generic mob character. There's a lot more to his character, and I think it would be a discredit to the author for what they were able to accomplish with this moment in clearly the source material and how the anime team adapted it to the screen, because it was freaking awesome. I think it's getting better with each episode now with Core 2, but let me know what you thought down below. And what did you think of Hopley's character revelations? Because for me, it shook me to my core. I was like, God damn it, don't make me like him, and now I kind of like him. But thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell so you can know if I went upload more, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on my Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Nanodog, Hakari Oni, J-Mons 9173, Durhosh, Franklin Greenway, Hikari Lounge, and Fletchbringer. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.